Hello everyone, how are we all doing today? Yeah, it's not going to work 2 weeks in a row, guys. Especially not going to work 2 weeks in a row.
That's weak.
I mean,
Boo, Sam, boo, live. No, boo.
I mean, I'll give you an A for effort for trying 2 weeks in a row, but I mean, can't get away with it. You're supposed to get us off the off chance when I'm not even paying attention. I mean, yesterday would have been good because my internet went down. Friday, when my internet went down.
All we need now is like a Dix for chat thing, so it's like stuff like the robot voice and that sort of stuff. Like,
Technically, I could make one as a custom collection, but it only works for me unless we squad up.
Yeah.
So, we could do that.
But wouldn't I have to be live and stuff for it to work?
No, because it'll be based on.
I know, good.
Dixper, like I said, it'll be you just join the squad and that's it. So yeah, we're talking about One Piece again, as always, every Sunday. Anyone who doesn't come in, feel free to come join us on Twitter at #podcastpiece. I can't even word today.
Podcast piece. I'll keep it straight.
There we go. Thank you. I've popped it in the chat for us as well. So yes, talking about One Piece, we're going on to Enies Lobby, which we were talking about earlier. Last week it was, and we got
through as much of it as we could, but
yeah.
it's just so
There's
big.
so much going on.
Absolutely. So it does take a lot to go through. So we split it into two sections, which is pretty much the first half, probably a bit more than the half, because we've got the now to the final stage, which is the Buster Call Luffy's fight. We see it didn't
the
go
culmination, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we've got the post Enies Lobby that we're going to go through as well, which does include Ace, which is in the actual chapter, and Whitebeard. So we're going to have a nice little chat about that in a bit as well. And there's a lot of information dumped afterwards, which just makes you go straight off the bat.
Lots of information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First thing I do want to mention.
Yeah, and kind of out of nowhere as well.
Mm-hmm. It just appears, and you're like, well, this is going to go sideways very quickly. One of the things that I said I was going to mention first is we didn't really touch on it much about Sanji and Zoro's power, like the power up they just randomly got, and same with Luffy.
Yeah.
And I actually did go back and started rereading it today and just going over a little bits of information. And when he fights first and he does a little quote, he says, "When I've lost against Koji, I thought that I'm going to meet others who are stronger at sea, and I had to grow stronger to protect my friends. Even though I'm not strong, I want my friends. I want to be with my friends, so I've got to get stronger than everyone, or I'll lose them. And I came up with a way to fight at my top strength, so I won't lose anyone, and no one has to go there." Now, those words are quite powerful when you think about them. I think for Luffy to say, who's quite a general, relaxed character and goes on a whim, and it does show something that we're foreshadowing a bit of his trauma in his childhood here, like to make him want to protect someone so badly that he'll put himself in harm's way and make himself ill. Basically, let's be honest, he makes himself, drains his strength, drains his life force, so basically puts him through it that much.
Yeah.
And Sanji and Zoro, like just two techniques that have come out of nowhere with Ashura, but there is childhood links. When Zoro was a kid, you find out that he was trying to use 9 swords, 3 in his mouth, 3 in each hand, which didn't work out at that point.
Yeah, when he turned up to fight Queena in the gym, and he was like, "Oh, the more swords, the better, right?"
Mm-hmm. And that just shows that even though he's using 3 sword style, he's had that integrated in his body that he really wants to do.
Got to say it like he, like Santoru, like that every time. You got to do the hands as well.
Absolutely. Excellent. And Sanji, I don't think it was really well noticed. Sanji was fighting Wanzi, and when I read the manga again, he does kick his foot and he sets his foot on fire with like the kind of like his heel of his wheels, and then Sanji's face just kind of like brightens up, like, wait, what? at that point. So it's like kind of like, wait,
Did
what?
I just do that?
Yeah, like with onesie, he's like, you can do that. You can set your foot on fire. Screw it, I'm stealing that. It just came on.
Yeah, I'll show you how we do it properly.
Yeah.
I
shall take that, make it better.
And yeah, there's just like I said, that's just like going over a bit of last week and foreshadowing like where these powers have come from. I thought it was really interesting just rereading it.
I'm pretty sure with One Piece, everything that happens at some point is a foreshadowing of it somewhere.
I mean, Usopp's the king of foreshadowing. Just saying.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there.
All of his
we have
things,
said this.
all of everything you said so far that we know of is come up true or is due to come true. I think.
And the Soga King song.
Yeah. Speaking of Soga King, shall we start with our lovely Usopp, because there's a really important thing that happens.
He's your favourite character, isn't he?
Well, not my favourite character, but in this series, Anis is cosplaying, which is brilliant.
No lies.
But one of the things I like about this is this lobby, Enies Lobby. If you look compared to when he was fighting Crocodile and Arabasta and everything, they all got paired up against someone. They fought tooth and nail and did it. This is a different contrast of fight. I noticed that everyone got paired up with a fight, but they didn't stick with. Most of them didn't stick with that. Like Sanji was not fighting who we wanted to at the start, and Usopp was fighting him at that point, and he turns around to Sanji, and Sanji says to him, "I'm going to do what I need to do. You do what you can do. Work to your strengths."
Yeah,
which plays
only you can help Robin, didn't he?
Yeah, there's only 2 points where he could only do something, which is his speech with Luffy, which we'll go into later. And the first thing we want to talk about is when he's sniping from the top of the tower, which the guards all say it's an impossible shot, the distance, the wind movement, everything. And what I loved about it is, like, as Robin's fighting tooth and nail in these handcuffs weakened, just completely and utterly trying to
being Frankie.
And she's trying to fight tooth and nail, and like literally Spandam's actually taunting him to be completely honest and to the point, completely and utterly just taunting and taking the mick out of her, saying that like all this going on. Hey Skyland, how are you doing? But yes, all of that's going on, and you know he accidentally calls the Buster Call at this point, and then he goes on about like saying
he's trying to phone somebody, he's accidentally pressing
and calling the Buster Call like endlessly puts PTSD into Robin at this point because of her childhood and everything that happened.
Yes.
And while all this taunting's going on, saying there's no chance of him surviving, now all of a sudden, clip to the back of the head, which I think was the best thing ever. Absolutely the best thing ever.
He is coming. Cover your butt.
And then the keys just miraculously appear on the floor next to him.
Yes. The keys appear on the floor. You know, the fight's going on. And this is where it starts getting interesting, seeing how he's fighting over there. Hey, Van, how are you doing, buddy?
Hello.
It's absolutely amazing going through everything. And just this whole, like, kind of rooftop scenes, you know, is just basically supporting Frankie getting this all, like, delayed. Is just delaying everything. And, you know, once this all kind of falls over, Spandam starts blaming the Straw Hat Pirates is the entire reason Enies Lobby fell. Not because of anything here. That's, I think, plays a big key point.
No, yeah, that's something we forgot to touch on when it happened. When he was talking to somebody about Luffy and that invading. Spandam was on the phone, and he was saying, "Oh, the body count. Like, how many have we lost?" And the guy's like, "Oh, we've lost about 7,000." And he thought like he heard 7.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, that's not too bad."
But yeah,
see, it's only 7. Oh, it's nothing to worry about. And in reality, it's because he's been knocked out now as well.
Yeah.
And what I do like about this whole contrasted fight with Luffy is Luffy's fighting while the rest of them are doing other things around, just literally around trying to save Robin. I like the world building of everything was pre-built beforehand, shown in the area, showing the map off, showing the actual thing from Luffy just going and being Luffy while they're all planning it. Luffy's just like, okay, I'm just going to go explore. And you see the entire fight, like, area where they're fighting. and you've seen all these fights, and I mean, one of the key points there is Zoro loses a sword as well. He loses
Marine Captain with the rust ability, isn't he?
which was Shu. It was called. I remember that Shu.
Well, I don't need to ask that question now.
I'll take a point for that now, shall I? I still have the board ready just in case you have another question for it. But yes,
I have a question.
Yep.
Which sword does he lose?
I know which this one is. Yashirira. Yubarashi. That's the one.
Thank you for supporting Goku726.
Oh, Betty, thank you very much for the. Oh,
Does that,
no,
does
that's
that mean I
Vixen.
can give my point to the audience?
Yeah, you can. Vixen, thank you very much for the gifted subs. I really
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
supporting Goku726.
Excellent. I'm just going to pop down the chat there. Perfect. I hope that works. That does work, yes. Excellent. Thank you very much for that. But yes,
Thank you for supporting Goku726.
Quickly asking, so we're going through the arcs of One Piece, and so far we're up to the Enies Lobby arc. We touched on it on our last stream, which was 2 weeks ago.
Thank you for supporting Goku726.
A bit more detail because there was a lot to talk about.
A hell of a lot.
I think this is other than did we do it?
And hello,
we did
Paul.
Nice
Nice to see you, mate.
So just to point out the scoreboard,
Thank
we
you
have
for
got
supporting
Anis
Goku726.
at 2.5 points.
Yes.
Me at 4 points, and the chat is at 3 points because of Tass's donated point over. We are going to do challenges later on once we do get these questions asked. So if you do get in, you want to get the wiki up, you want to help out, get ready for it, guys, and get the questions answered before we can answer them. Or if we can't answer them, because at the end of the day,
Pokemon!
we will have challenges later on that you can do it.
Pokemon, the man in the thing where the guy comes out of the thing.
I'll just
and he
anime.
likes to
We're talking anime.
Just talking anime. Yeah, talking anime. Not too bad, Polo. How are you doing, pal?
He is coming. Cover your butt.
But yes, basically, like I said, we're just doing we will actually rank it as well at the end of this session. We didn't actually even mention
we
that.
do.
Yes.
Because we are going to be on to the end of it, where we're going to be at the stage where we can rank them. Cover the butt. So Buster Call, like I said, Luffy's fight though, I think is on another level to the rest of the fight in here. Like, it just shows, like, this,
And
like,
also,
like,
nobody else could have won that fight. But Luffy.
yes, exactly. And what I love about the entire fight of this is it's just going on constantly in the background and everything. Small little power-ups, like, Luffy and Lucci are not going full force at the start. They're not going outright to test the waters. And this is the only arc so far that we've seen where there's a clear power gap being shown from the first episode. If you look at every other fight, there's always been an infrastructure where it's like Arabasta.
I mean,
there's the generals. Roof, all of the other pirate crews have the generals and have the underlings and that. But this one gives you a physical power skill and saying this person's stronger than this one. And I think it kind of works.
with the enemies, like they were saying, Lucci's the strongest, and then Cap, and then him because of this power level, and he's got that power level.
Yeah.
They actually they actually showed a scale of like this person is twice as strong as this guy.
Yeah. And I think that was like the interesting fact, and the fact when they showed these powers, they weren't using the devil fruits, so it was their physical power, not even enhanced. And again, going back to the scene when they all stood doing like the standoff, the CP9 and the Straw Hats all doing the standoff. What I like about that at the start of it is they're on the higher ground looking down at pirates.
Yeah.
But eventually, when you're going through and watching the videos, they start to slowly pull up and they'll look at eye level as soon as they burn the flag. And I think that's a good portray that they were like, okay, these guys, we need to take them seriously.
Symbolism at its best.
Yes.
So going on to Lucci and Luffy's fight, just starts off with a bang, like straight off the bat, small confined room, load of boxes, they're just fighting each other, testing the waters and attacking each other from left, right and centre. Well, Frankie is there at the start, if I remember, and Frankie's like trying to help Luffy, and he's just he realises he's in the way.
He's in the way,
more than anything else. Luffy's like literally blocking for him. That's what I like most about it, is Luffy's just sat there just full on blocking and full on countering him in his normal form without gear second, without gear third. or portrayed through a third that we don't know about at this stage. And I think
because we've seen the repercussion of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've seen the big hole in the wall and then little tiny Luffy, and we were like, "What in the blue hell is going on?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's another shock where you think, what? Like, yeah, where's this come from?
This is what I love about Oda, though.
And
Even in
Jiminy
like,
and Gumby are like, "Oh, that was cool," and we're like, "We want to sing."
I'm trying to know what's been talking about. Yeah, Paulo, it's like I said, One Piece really worth checking out. What we're doing is we're talking about like the actual tier list about everything for Timeskip, and then we're going to go into after these couple of weeks. We've got a few ideas that we want to talk about. I think one of the biggest ones is Dragon. I think I want to talk about a lot about.
Well, it is
because he is the big bad in this.
It's a massive piece of news, isn't it? I mean, where we're up to now is around about episode 302, something like that, isn't it?
340.
Luffy versus Lucci kicking off, and I think when does it end around there? Does Enies Lobby start about 302?
I've got it up here. Give me a second because I had it up just a second ago. Let me just go back to my episodes that I was watching.
So, Apollo, I'm in the same boat as you. I'm just here to smile and wave. Yes.
Smile and wave, boys.
Yeah, hi.
Smile and wave.
Enies Lobby ends at like 350, like roughly around the 350 mark. Anime. Oh no, it's actually 337 is when Thriller Bark starts.
337 Thriller Bark.
Yeah, and Enies Lobby starts at 313, which, to be honest with you, that's like 12. What's that? 12 episodes. Like,
yeah.
just for Enies Lobby. Looking at it like that, you just think,
that's not right.
Yeah,
well,
that's not talking about.
Period.
That's talking from when they leave the boat.
Yeah.
So that's literally when they're on the island, which I think is ridiculous. Like 12 episodes, you're looking at half an hour each. But that's on the wiki, by the way. But I'm still shocked by that. Like, loads of stuff happens, and I mean, last week when we talked about...
I don't think that's right. That's 12 episodes.
Let's have a look here again. Post Enies Lobby. Oh, that's post Enies Lobby. Enies Lobby arc. Let's look at that. 46 episodes. That's more like it.
That sounds better.
46 episodes. I'm looking at post Enies Lobby. I'm looking at the wrong tab. But yes.
You're looking at when they get back to...
Yes. we're talking about after Water 7, when they go back.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, so we've got the fight between Luffy, and then he kicks off, like, as soon as Frankie gets out of the way, that's when they go, alright then, time to not hold back, and then they go gear second and transforms.
Yeah.
At that point. And
Leopard's such a cool fucking devil fruit as well.
It is. Like, considering like the other like zone transformations, his is like one where you look and go, that is a cool looking transformation.
Yeah, like the ones we've seen so far, zone wise. We've seen, hey up Roger.
Hey, everyone who doesn't know, this is Roger. Goldie Roger. If anyone watches One Piece, he's actually a character. Not named specifically that, just to let you all know. But Goldie Roger is what we call him.
Yeah, so devil fruit so far zone types, we haven't really seen many.
Mm-hmm.
We've
seen Chopper.
Chopper, because he was. And then we had Talon Chaka on Arabasta.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got, obviously, Kaku and Jabra.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not a lot of zone types we've seen.
Jabra was the cool looking one as well, being like pretty much a human werewolf, let's be honest.
Yeah, I like that one.
Excuse me, guys. Goldie Roger's doing his usual thing of putting in to go for a wee, so back in 2 seconds.
We'll just talk about the transformations then for a sec, because I had a few things to go over. But yes, like, I think the power level also plays into the factor of strength here, because obviously between the power levels between the characters, you know there's a clear pecking order in the CP9. And even though it's like this serious kind of team, Jabra and Kaku's relation, just laughing at each other. Like, Jabra's laughing at Kaku for being a giraffe.
It's very mirrored of Zoro and Sanji, isn't it?
It is indeed. It is indeed, and I absolutely love it. It's just literally the power levels. just going on about Jeff's ass.
9,000.
I started watching it when it first came out on TV. I lost watching it after we got to Arabasta, ironically enough. And this arc, literally this fight with Luffy and Lucci, is when Tass here, right down here, got us into it. Got us back into it when I went round to his old house. We just basically had a basic One Piece day. He was like, I'm watching some One Piece and we're going to have a drink and go out for a night out. Do you want to come join? I was like, yeah, let's go. I haven't watched One Piece in ages. I'll watch some anime. Watched it and I was like, what have I missed?
Why have I not watched this before?
Next day, hungover, just went straight through and just smashed through all of Arabasta again, smashed through all of it and just caught back up to date.
I think, if I'm right as well, we had a One Piece game on the Xbox then as well, the old Pirate Warriors.
We did, but we didn't play. You came off it when, because it was like we were watching the anime at that point.
When people started arriving.
Yeah, so that was like where we came from.
Entertaining host and all that, you know. Meat on the grill. I
wasn't
sharing.
Anyway, going back to, like you said, Frankie leaves, Luffy and Zoro come in. It's like Luffy and Lucci just come into like powering up, fighting each other. And I don't think there's a bad moment in the fight. It's completely
it's solid all the way through.
Anime and manga wise, it's just pure solid. Like, it gave me like nostalgia of Dragon Ball Z, you know, where they're kind of going faster than the eye, just reappearing, using the room quite well, the camera's spanning, there's all these kind of movements and dodges and everything else. It's phenomenal. It's like really well scripted. It's what I love about Oda. Like, he does really well at fighting. He does really well at kind of portraying and like building the environment around the fight.
Yeah, but
he also keeps that comedy.
I find about Luffy's fights as well. He always seems to know. And I think it's mentioned as well from the very start of what's happening. He's got, I need to do this. That's what I'm going to do. In the entirety, because with Nami and Arlong, he just went, right, so I just need to go kick Arlong's ass, don't I?
Yeah, exactly.
With Crocodile in Arabasta, like I think he said about 15 times, so I just need to kick this crocodile guy's ass then. And like in this one, he's like, I want that pigeon bastard. I'm going to get him.
And one of the things to mention about this,
he's not happy unless he's got that fight.
I mean,
and he knows that's the one he needs to do.
I think, like I said, without the exception of Frankie, which we'll talk about in the post-time skip bit, post-Enies Lobby bit, every member of the crew has certain requirements. They've got to have a traumatic past. Every one of them has some kind of traumatic past that they get over, like they need help getting over, and as a team get through it. But to join the crew, Luffy basically has to kick someone's butt for them.
Yeah.
With the exception of Frankie, because technically he is in this lobby. With the exception of Frankie, which we'll go on to, don't worry, we're going to talk about that. It's a real gripping thrill right there, what we're going to talk about.
On the ball there, Sam.
On the ball's right there, yeah. Yes. Everyone kind of joins the crew under certain aspects and certain scenarios, and that's what I love about it.
Do you want to reenact Frankie's joining when we get to it, Sam?
I mean, I don't want to break terms of service.
Hey, Jezza.
I mean, it'd be very clutch at the same time. You're right, Jezza. How are we doing? But yes, we see this gear second. We see them going head to head. It is a brilliant fight all the way through. They have counters to each other's attacks.
Pokemon with the pokey and the man with the thing where the guy comes out of the fight and he likes to fall off.
But yes, there is a lot that goes on, and then we see Gear third, and this is why I think Oda's brilliant at not only keeping the characters in serious, he still keeps that comedy element where he just basically punches him. And let's be honest, Lucci even mentions that he gets knocked out from that.
Yes.
And the only reason he survived is because he landed on the warship outside, getting punched right through a building, lands on a ship, then wakes up, and then Luffy destroys the ship.
Yeah, no, I loved that as well, because everybody was like,
What's Lucci doing here?
Ship? And then like, oh shit, it's Lucci. Sorry, mate, my bad.
And then
that's on me.
And then Lucci just comes in and goes back to it. We see the fun effect afterwards of like Luffy's detransformation after using Gear Third.
Yeah.
And I think
It's the fact that his voice is there as well. It's just like, oh god.
It's all high pitch as well. And what I love, I think is the funniest part of it all is like Lucci's got him by the throat like this, and he's just sat there like he can't do anything, and then all you see is just the little small arm just come and punch him in the face.
And Lucci's like that.
Oh, we lost an Enies.
He's broke.
Oh, we lost an Enies. My face. Oh, there we go. We got an Enies back. We have an Enies
back, ladder.
Welcome back. But yes, it's just a small little punch that comes through, and he's just like, I'm tired of your shit. I am tired of your shit right now, and just goes and starts just slamming at the floor and starts beating him. But what, like I said, what kind of moment do you remember when you remember Lucci's fight, though? Because there is one kind of particular moment that leads into the next that I get at it. And that's the climax of the fight. Like, the going on, the fight.
When he says, I will not fall again until I've defeated you.
And then he nearly falls. Literally, it's going on, and then Lucci catches him with his tail and immobilises him, and then hits him with Rio gun.
Yes.
Just straight through the chest.
Rocco organ.
And when this is another thing that Sanji said, that you have to play to your strengths and do what you need to do, is the call out from Usopp to say to get up, stand up, and we'll all go back out to sea together.
That's after the fight, though, that isn't it?
No, it's like when he's like about to fall.
When he's on the floor,
yeah. And he gets back up, like you said. He's sat there like he's literally Luffy's on death's door, and he literally Usopp calls out to him and says, "Come on, you got this. You're the only one who can save us."
And he's like, "Usopp, you came as well."
not even putting together that the nose and the Soda King mask and the outfit.
Not very
I mean, to be fair, he's not the only one in the crew that gets fooled by that, let's be honest.
Yeah, the other one's the child.
Chopper, yes. I mean, to be fair, a child would get through that.
What is he, 10-year-old there, Chopper?
10-year-old,
supposed to be?
Yes. And it's just brilliant. And then like the jet Gatling, that scene when he just goes puts his arm
slowly, like, boom.
You just see it slow motion.
Lucci's skin just getting
battered.
He's hardened his skin and made himself even more durable, and then he gets hit by that.
He still looks like he's doing the truffle shuffle, doesn't he?
And it's just like the entire thing, just slow mo to seeing all the kind of punches hit to him. Oh my god, it was chilling. It was like kind of like getting chills down your spine watching it. And it does put a toll on Luffy's body. Let's be honest, he's literally passed out on the floor nearly, unable to move. He literally cannot move. And this point, like the rest of the crew's all fighting everyone around, and everyone's like kind of like the buster call's coming off, everything's getting blown up, and
he can't move.
He can't move, and then there's that whispering, and I'm gonna say the whispering that everyone hears, and he's like, "What's that?" And then Luffy, was it Luffy or was it? I think it was Usopp, wasn't it? Who said, "Jump in the water." Everyone jump into the water.
Yeah, we need to jump.
Robin literally rolls Luffy into the water, which is obviously anyone who's new here. Devil fruits. There's how many in the crew? How many is there on the crew now? Three devil fruit users that cannot swim and will drown and die. Get told to jump in the water. Luffy doesn't have a choice. He gets pushed in the water. He's just
Thanks for saving my life, Captain, but I'm going to trust this random voice I've just heard and throw you in one thing that I know can kill you.
And obviously, Mary's there. Mary. Enies, have you still got Mary out by any chance to show everyone?
I do have Mary. I can get it. Hang on, 2 seconds.
The real MVP of the fight.
Yeah,
is Mary. Not only do we see like kind of flashbacks, we see Iceberg seeing that the ship's getting repaired by itself in a flashback.
Yeah,
we're seeing it on Skype here. This ship's getting repaired by some unknown entity, and your camera's changing, and you're moving your camera over.
Badass.
Damn it! I missed out. I was just about to do it. Never mind.
Damn it! This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why Wobble takes over countries.
Wobble.
But yes, the entire ship's going down. Like the ship's going down. Like I said, like we're getting repaired from Skype here. Iceberg's repairing the ship with something, and we don't know what's happening. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful that they're all ending on the ship, and not only that, they're getting. Sanji does something underrated, which I don't think anyone really points out. Is Sanji always thinks about what he's doing 2 steps ahead. He always thinks like
he's the well, with Robin alongside it, they're the real
smart ones.
Brains and the what's the word I'm looking for?
The intelligence.
It's not working. Yeah, the intelligence.
Sophisticated.
And
strategists. Yes, I 100% agree.
Cool.
And Sanji goes and pulls the lever, which basically pulls the lever, Kronk. Literally pulls the lever. Wrong anime. But yes, literally just pulls the lever and starts where it pulls. Literally screws over the Buster Call.
Yeah, he did the thing.
He did the thing. And he just absolutely screws over everyone. That's trying to kill them, trying to shoot them down. 100% shoots them all down.
Stop the Buster Call first time.
And they can't. And while this is all going on,
I kind of feel that the Buster Call done its job because it destroyed what it got told to destroy.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Buster Call is destroy the island now.
Yeah. Literally did that.
We want nothing left there, and Enies Lobby is crumbled.
And then
like
the entire crew.
Pie in American Pie, it's just done.
Yeah. It's like the entire crew's on the ship, and they try to turn to shoot the ship. But all these whirlpools, all these kind of different currents, they're like, no one can drive through it.
In them,
yeah, no one can actually sail through it. And then Nami's just like, there, hold my staff. Literally turns around and just goes, right, take a left here, take a right, and we're gone. Literally outsails every single ship, all these massive ships and that, and this little tiny little ship compared to them just completely sails through and completely obliterates it. And that just again proves how specialist these crew are. They may not be like the perfect of everything, but what one crewmate can do can do better than like 5 other people, 10 other people, 100 other people.
And Frankie also uses the coup de vent. Okay.
To the vent.
It's one of it's another thing that like the first time you see that, you're just like, wow, that's bloody impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it is like he's just like it is just he is human Mentos to his caller.
Yes. Yeah, that's a very good way of putting it.
And then he just goes, oh. I imagine that's his face.
I mean, the one thing he didn't touch on about is like the people in the water as well got saved by Kuroko as well to get them back on the ship. They all get pulled onto the ship by basically a mermaid. For anyone who hasn't seen the series, pulled back on.
which is also a very funny scene.
Yes, I mean everyone nearly drowns themselves just like from the pure shock and the horror of everything.
Yeah, it's like I'm a mermaid, and they're like, "Is that?" No, that's not right.
I just remember.
Do not ruin my dream. No,
like Sanji. Yeah, that was literally my first point. Is Sanji was going to be like, mermaids, yes, I can shrimp for the mermaids and everything. Be like, yes, no.
The horror, the sheer horror.
It's literally the meme of oh no. Oh, brilliant. And I think the thing that's going to break most people's hearts.
I can see her. I can see her in the corner. Hi.
And say hello. You want to come up?
Nope, she's being shy.
Say
hi.
Hello. There she is. Hello.
Oh,
it's like she knows she's on camera. She's like, oh.
Hello. Drama queen already.
Just going on to the next bit I'm going to mention as well. We're going to talk about the heartbreak.
We're going to go talk. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Aww.
Good girl. I know, but now you got to go away.
Okay.
Thank you, my darling.
I mean, I've been kind of like talking about other things. We've been talking about other things, but we're gonna have to talk about the main thing we need to talk about, and it's a half.
The elephant in the room.
Yeah, the big elephant in the room.
I mean, Funk Freed.
Hiya, Rog.
Now, everyone knows the ship's falling apart. It's been told. It's been foreshadowed. It's been told that the ship is on Death Star.
I think there's one more thing we need to mention before we get into where you're going, Sam.
Right.
And that's Robin's revenge on Spandam.
Clutch. Very clutch.
Yeah, and it shows it's depicted basically of a shadow of him and his skeleton inside his body, and she just snaps him cleft in twain. Like you see his back just snap in half as he falls on himself, and it's like,
Yes.
It's one of those things, isn't it, as well, where it's like that's the first one that I can think of. Like you see people getting defeated and their eyes go white, and you go, oh yeah, he's gone, he's a goner. But that's the first one that you go and you go, ooh.
Oh. Yeah, he's not walking from that.
He be dead.
He's defeated.
Yeah, he's not walking straight after that. Yes, but yeah, Spandam just getting the revenge on Spandam, I think, is one of the best moments. Like I said,
it's awesome.
Just for pure nostalgic reasons. It's like seeing like Luke. It's like that feeling you get when Foxy's arcs ended. You're like,
yes.
Yeah, I mentioned him. Can't let him go. Can you 1 week?
I mean, after
1 week, Sam, I'd like a reprieve. Is that too much to ask?
I
See,
mean,
you got me flustered now.
I mean, what I'm gonna say is we just got to slow down from it.
I was in a good mood and I had an iPad.
I mean, just go take our time and go slow mo with it. Just all we got to do.
See, look what the cup says.
Yeah,
Mr. Grumpy. I mean, that's exactly
what you've done.
I mean, you showed me the cup beforehand. We had to make it prove it. Point. But God,
Foxy.
So, Merry Ship.
Yeah.
Merry Ship. The crew.
Right.
I mean, we're gonna have this up as a thumbnail straight away. I'm gonna have that edited up as a thumbnail on the YouTube. Anyone who wants to go to YouTube podcast piece again, over on there, please come check us out. The old episodes are there. And
yes,
we'll keep updating them on a weekly basis, basically, on there. But Merry Ship, I think this is probably the biggest heartbreak of the entire series. And it's not from a character; it's from a ship.
He does want to play, Jeff. He
yeah,
wants to play.
It's one of few moments in like, say, movies and animes and stuff where like genuine tears.
Yes,
I think there's only like 2 for me. Like ever, and one of them is Lord of the Rings.
Yes,
and now this.
Yeah,
and the thing that gets me the most about this entire bit is just how much Luffy please Iceberg. Please, can you fix the ship? Save the ship.
You've got to fix her. She's part of the crew.
Yes, and just the pure emotion and the apology Luffy gives, just saying, look, and the similarities which we didn't really talk about is like Usopp's complete fear is that this ship, he's connected to this ship more than anyone else.
Yeah, 100%.
Because he is, it's not just the ship, it was a ship that came from his hometown, given to him by his pretty much love interest, let's be honest here, and the one he cares about deeply. But the ship symbolises him in the sense of he always feels that he's not the strongest there, and if he becomes inadequate, the rest of the crew is going to leave him behind. And that's why he's so desperately, is to repair it, so desperate to kind of fix it himself. And above all else is...
Plus it was a gift from
Kaya.
Kaya.
Yeah, which just shows how much he just does want to be part of this crew and is scared. And I think Zoro's words are quite important for Luffy in this, and shows why his maturity as an adult in the crew is why. I love that. They're laughing at it, but it is like when he turns around and says, Usopp is welcome back to the crew, but only if he apologises.
Yeah, he asked for what he got. You gave him what he asked for. If you go and rescind that now, you invalidate everything that you've just done and stood for. And I don't roll that way.
Exactly. And it just shows the respect. And I think, like I said, that's something that needs to be like a point. I mean, we loved the Luffy versus Usopp fight. We loved it. I mean, there's not one bad fight in this, I don't think, like, off the main characters. I'm not talking about, like, you know, on the ship with Sanji versus, the few of the crewmates. We're talking about, like, the main fights. There's not been one fight that I'd say hasn't, you know, performed really well. It hasn't had that kind of boom.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Impact.
Like, yeah, all of them got a justifiable ending as well. Like,
Exactly.
There was nothing left up for debate.
Exactly. It was just a clear gameplay.
Yeah.
And then the burn of the ship, the apology from Merry was the part that broke me. When Merry said, "I'm sorry, I couldn't keep sailing with you." It just shows, and this is the thing that really gets us, is we've had a few inanimate objects eat devil fruits, and it's no record of how they've done it. Like I said, we've had 2 so far. 2, like, you know, the dog and
That
the
we've
elephant.
seen, yeah.
You've seen those both there. And to me, I think it's because of some kind of spiritual body, that, like, this kind of bond that they have.
Yeah, well, all we know thus far is Vegapunk, and that's the only thing we got. We just know it was him in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Yeah,
and I can't wait to talk more about Vegapunk as well. But generally, it just shows.
We don't even know anything about him yet.
Exactly. We do know a little bit. That's why I can't wait to talk about him more.
He's kind of in the same respect as Shanks in terms of mystery. We know of them, I mean, we know what they're capable of, but we don't.
We know that we're badass. That's all we know.
We know. Oh yeah, they're the best scientist. But why is he the best scientist? Same as like with Shanks, we're like, oh, he's got the best crew. Oh, he's the emperor. Okay, but we've never actually really seen him in a proper like
battle,
tough fight.
Yeah, and like I said, that whole tenacity, and at this point, I think all of the crew of Icebergs agree that they're going to make him a ship. And what I do, like I said, love about the entire of the arc is it's not just centered around Luffy's crew. It is at the end half and the end, but when they're going to the ship, going past everything, you're seeing everyone pull together. You're seeing Frankie's crew, you're seeing Iceberg's crew, you're seeing Luffy's crew, all working to, and you've got the generals, you've got the giants that Usopp helps, you've got the sea beasts, sea kings, sorry, that are in it as well. All of these people are fighting together, and then when they go to their limits, to where they are like, this is as far as we can go, Luffy's crew then goes, right, we're time to step up, it's our time to shine. And at that point, I think
you've got to see how we'll go the rest of the way, thanks guys.
Exactly. And it's an incredible kind of just point of like trust in the crew. Not just like individually, it's always the case though. I mean, Arlong's arc, the trust that Zoro's old teammates had. Just to say, look, we can't defeat him, none of you can. There's only a few people on this island who can do it, and we're not letting you in. Yes. Literally, it's just all the way through. It's just one after another of this trust in this crew. And the pirates, when we're taking the elephant out of the room, the pirates and humans and civilians that are supposed to be afraid of pirates and under the world government are putting their trust into this crew because they are genuine humans and they have their own personality that just resonates with people.
That's always the case though. People see and hear them, oh, the pirates are fuck them, and then like 10 episodes later they're like, these guys are the best people in the world. I'm the Marines. It's kind of sketchy.
And this is coming to the end of all of this arc, right, of Enies Lobby, and it's just been absolutely emotional rollercoaster, and at the end you just bawled out in tears. My opinion, like I said, is when Spandam puts down that the entire island was destroyed because of Luffy's crew, I think that played a big part into the bounty system in a second.
It did.
Oh, yeah.
Because
every single crew member got a bounty from this.
Bingo. Yep. And every single member beforehand already had an impressive track record. That's Arlong, Crocodile, and an Emperor. Now, we're talking about CP9.
Shibukai, not an Emperor.
Shibukai, sorry, yes, thank you. Shibukai, and then, we're talking about CP9, Enies Lobby challenging the world, destroying a flag, declaring war against the entire world, and Luffy even acknowledging that.
I have a world. Yeah. I have a Luffy.
Yeah, exactly. literally, someone please make that meme with look into.
Yeah, we have an army. We have a Hulk. We have the world government. We have a Luffy.
Yeah.
We have the Shibukai. We have meat. Just at the end.
Meat.
But this is the thing that I love the most about all of this going on, right? Is Iceberg and just turns around and goes, right, we're making you a new ship for everything you've done for us, everything you've done for everything for our town, our water seven. We're going to make you a ship. Frankie's in the same respect, and we find on what Frankie spent the money on, which is Adam Wood.
Oh yes, I was just about to ask that. I was just about to ask that question.
Mm-hmm.
Has Frankie already bought the wood before?
He bought it. Yeah, he bought it because when he bought it,
he bought the wood before he had his first fight with Luffy.
Exactly.
He was on his way to buy the wood. Then that's why he wasn't
there when he destroyed Frankie's house.
Zoro and Chopper invaded to
because he was
avenge Usopp.
Exactly.
He was already going to buy the wood, and then he came back and seen it all being smashed.
The Frankie would arrive. It's like the Frankie would, the fucking Adam would arrive for Frankie.
Frankie's wood.
And what I love about this entire, like, making a ship from Frankie's schematics of what they want to do for this ship is the tenacity of both Frankie and Iceberg.
By the way, no, I know what it is. This is my theory. It's building Pluton.
Thank you for supporting Goku726.
1 second, buddy. Thank you very much, Hot Pal, for the follow-up. Thank you very much. How are you doing today? Sorry, what were you saying, Tass?
Yeah, he's building Pluton from memory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Literally, the building the ship up from like memory.
That's what I think he's doing. Like, he's saying, "Oh, it's my."
You broke up there.
Yeah, he broke up a bit there.
Yeah, I know he's saying like he's going, "Oh, these are my plans."
Yeah.
But Iceberg's never seen the plans for Pluton. I reckon he needed a base to build to start with,
I think
and then something to build on.
Yeah.
Because it's entirely plausible for how long he's had them blueprints that he could have memorized them.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because he got Lucci and Kaku to confirm that they were the actual plans just by doing that.
Yeah.
And flicking through.
Yeah.
And if they can look at it that quickly and go, "Oh shit, the bed," like, there's no way Frankie hasn't remembered it.
Exactly.
I mean, Frankie's a cyborg, so basically he must have sort of like you think he must have like some sort of good memory.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think he's got a cyborg. Like, he's just like metal.
Is it just his like his body? His body.
Cybernetic organism.
And his nose.
And his hair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Going back to it, I think the tenacity between Iceberg and Frankie compared to the rest of the actual shipwriters is amazing, because the rest of them are all exhausted and then they're still going at it like there's no even care in the world. And this is Iceberg, who hasn't actually made a ship in years. He physically confirmed that in the beginning.
Frankie can't get blisters though, can he?
Exactly. And even so, like,
I'd get like tired.
Yeah. And as long as he's got an endless supply of cola, he can literally just keep on going and going and going.
But Iceberg, though, Iceberg's human. He has no modifications. He has no.
That's true.
And he keeps up.
Thought, what would happen if he used like diet cola? Or like cherry cola?
I think we should save this for an episode. We talk about Frankie.
Anybody want to send Order an email? Get
an official response.
What would happen if that'd be an interesting one.
I think that's going to be an official.
Or like,
I think that's going to be an official tweet that we're going to put down, and then we'll do a tweet of which one's the most powerful cola for Frankie. So we'll
Vanilla cola is an easy one. He just goes plain. He goes boring as hell.
Yeah.
He puts glasses on.
He walking around singing "Ice Ice Baby."
He basically turns into a geek.
Iceberg Baby.
Because he puts glasses on. He's just sort of like,
we're going to go with Iceberg Baby instead, because But generally, though, going back to it though, the tenacity of them making the ship compared to the rest of the crew just is on a different level, and they're doing all of this right while there's a marine ship that's just pulled up with a guy with it, and if anyone's actually been reading like the actual thing, Cola with the lime twist, that would be an interesting one. I think what we should do after this is like do a theory. Each of us
start singing and dancing to Despacito.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah. He turns into a Rastafarian.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
But yeah.
Asking people to kiss his lucky egg.
And away we go.
No, unfortunately, he loses them.
But I mean, from the manga chapters, if anyone does read the front covers of them, you see who these characters are that are going to be coming to the island. But one of them we find out is Garp.
Yes.
Monkey D. Garp.
Monkey D. Garp.
And I think
I share a birthday with Garp.
I remember you saying. What I think is amazing that's been very subtle throughout this entire thing of Robin's arc has been the will of D, has been mentioned more here than anywhere else.
Yes.
Because you get it in backstory, you find out that there's been what Marshall D. Sorry, not Marshall D. You've seen Monkey D. Luffy. You've seen Monkey D. Garp. We're going to talk about Monkey D. Dragon. We're also going to talk about the giant. I can't remember what he's called. The giant from Robin's past.
Jaguar D. Sowell.
Jaguar D. Sowell. And then we've got another D user in the backstory. There's another D user, and as well as Pontius D. Ace we've met. Marshall
Roger.
D. Teach we've met. Dragon, yeah, we've got Dragon already. There's like 7
Roger.
Ds.
Excuse me, Roger.
Roger as well. Gold D. Roger. There's 8 different Gold D members that it's coming out of play, and we don't know anything about them other than there's something in the Void Century from Robin's backstory. That's all we know at this point, and they've just come out of nowhere, but they've been integrated very well throughout the story, like you said, with Luffy especially. But I think one of my favourite things is Garp coming to the island to punish Luffy.
Yeah, it's like what did
and you've got Kobe and you got Helmeppo and Kobe there, which I think is really
Mr. Bumchin himself.
Yeah, I love them fighting Luffy and Zoro, showing that they're not as strong as them, but compared to where they were, come on, there's been a power up.
But it also goes to show, like, I know nobody expected Kobe to be anywhere near Luffy yet.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's kind of a testament to the level he has come, because he's using the moves of the people
he's just
that
defeated.
we've just seen the crew defeat, who they struggled against.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, he's come that far. I mean, granted, Luffy just went.
Not as good, not as good and not as powerful as the other ones, but they do show their skills, and I think that's respectable.
And you know what I love with that as well? When Kobe used Starro and went behind Luffy, and Luffy just grabbed him, pinned him down, and Garp was like,
I think my favourite.
It does make you wonder, like, when you see it, it makes you think like how far he's going to go, like where is he going to come later on?
I still think Kobe's going to be Luffy's final boss fight at the end. I think it's going to be like, obviously, another rivalry relationship we know about from the other side, which we'll talk about further in detail. But I think it's going to be similar to that, like kind of a mirrored story.
So you think, like, basically, with Kobe's going to be Garp to Roger?
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly what Garp is to Roger.
Exactly, because they aren't enemies. They're on opposite sides, but they've never been enemies from what we know about them.
Yeah.
But I don't want to kind of go too much into it, because obviously quite a bit of it can be like kind of...
Yeah. Well, it's like the fact that Garp has appeared, and he's like, as I say, he's going up to his grandkid and going, "Behave!
Yeah.
Like, what you doing?
What you doing? Destroying an island? Why have you destroyed Enies Lobby? Declared war on the world."
Marine, like a very, very high-ranking Marine.
I mean, let's be honest. He's probably more strong. He's probably still stronger than the admirals now. I think he'd still beat the admirals. 100%.
I think, like, he's been offered admiral spot, and he goes, "Nah."
The only reason, and the reason behind it,
I can't this week because I'm trying to eat the most donuts in a row.
Yeah,
I think it's also the fact that, like, I think he enjoys being on the sea, and I think he feels like if he goes to admiral, then it's going to be a desk job, and it's just like, I don't.
He is going to be under direct control of the Celestial Dragons, meaning that he has to answer to them. That's his role, and I think he's still similar to Roger. He wants to have his freedom. I think that's something that we should, like, kind of point out. He does still want to be free. Hence why I don't think he's like
Celestial Dragon's way of things, does he?
Yeah,
So
I think this is exactly why he hasn't really fully opposed to Luffy. Because if he really wanted to, he could have like just locked Luffy up easily, 100%.
Then he could have. Yeah, just
But
then he could have.
he respects Luffy's wanting to have the freedom and do what he wants to do, and I think that's why he lets him be a pirate. Because let's be honest, any moment he could just turn around and go, right, I'm taking you to Marineford. You're going to become a Marine. If you don't, then you're staying in Impel Down, and I'm going to be the one guarding you all my life.
Yeah. I mean,
let's be honest.
He does technically come after them full force again, but that's on the sea when it's different. It wasn't like.
But this like actual meeting, I think my favourite point of this meeting is that Garp punches the wall down to kind of like start with Luffy. While in the middle of eating, he falls asleep while eating, and he's eating and feeding. And then he wakes up to Garp thinking, oh god, no, he's going to hit me. He hits him, they both fall asleep while he's holding him like this. Like the exact same face, the exact same thing. And you just think, what? You can see the exact family resemblance here.
Yeah.
And I love it as well when he said that.
You're breaking up again?
When it's just when Garp finally reveals to Luffy who his dad is. And Luffy's like, okay.
Yeah.
And
everyone's like, what? It's like, your father.
My dad, like.
Yeah. Your father is the most wanted man in the world. Oh, is that why he saved me? What?
Yeah. Which is then that sort of thing. It's like, it's like, what an absolute mental family. Like, they've got family, high-ranking Marines. You've got Luffy, who's a pirate, like, who's obviously main protagonist, so he's getting quite
he's
high
just
up.
destroyed. He's just declared war on the world and destroyed an island.
He's quite infamous in the pirate world, and then it gets revealed that his dad is the bloody leader of the Revolution Army.
Exactly.
So like,
who's the most wanted man in the world? I mean, let's be honest here. At this stage, Luffy is even though he's done some incredible feats, Luffy's underperforming compared to the rest of his family. Most wanted man in the world.
Oh, yeah.
The one who captured Goldie Roger. Oh look, I want to be a pirate. You've just got like like here, and then I'm not saying at any point is Luffy not performed really well as a pirate, but let's be honest, compared to the match history here, I mean, we know later on what he does, and you know we're not going to talk about that, but Jesus, like he just put on a show, and you know this is the bounties. Let's run through them. Do you remember, like I said, Luffy's bounty's gone up to 300 million. Zoro's is 120 million. Robin is at 80 million, which is above Sanji, which, let's be honest, Sanji's the most unique one, because not just because they can't draw his face for whatever reason, right? And I think that's coming into time skip spoilers why they haven't drawn his face right, because they do eventually change it.
Yeah.
But they don't have anything on his name other than Blackleg Sanji. Like everyone else has got like Monkey D. Luffy, Roronoa Zoro, Demon Child, Nico Robin, Blackleg Sanji. You know, like even Soga King, King of the Snipers, Soga King at 30 million. It's just like
Cat Burglar Nami.
I mean, let's be honest. If Nami had Luffy's, if Nami had
Candy Chopper.
The greatest bounty ever. It's like all of the Straw Hats are there, and they're all going, "Oh my god, look, yes, what amazing bounties!" And then comes the Chopper, 50. So
he's named a pet.
Like, I've been seen as the pet.
Yeah, he's a pet, and one of the things I love, right?
One of the CP9, God.
And then Cyborg Frankie at 44 million. One of the things I love about this, right, is my concept of Nami. Is I could imagine if Nami had Luffy's bounty, she'd actually go to the Marines, hand herself in for the money, and then escape.
I
could just imagine that happening.
Amazing.
Just going on though, like
if you done that, if you handed yourself in, would you get the bounty?
I think you could give the bounty to a family member or someone who's related to you. But does it, like, going over this entire, like, arc, though, there's one underground theme that happens all the way around is family, love, acceptance, you know, being all that kind of combined. And that's from Robin's backstory. She's never had a home. She had a home and she was only happy in one place, which got destroyed by a buster car.
Yeah, never had friends.
She's never had friends. She's never had family. She's never had someone she could rely on, and never had to get a guard down.
Question time.
Oh no.
And let's just finish this point. But she like when she goes with a Kiji, she actually meets with a Koji again, just to say that she admits she's accepted and loved, and he leaves the island just going okay, and leaves them all to basically have a party.
Because then he could have quite easily gone, yeah, I don't care, I'm taking you in.
Yeah,
but he's taken under the fact that he let her get away,
and
he basically gave her an escape route from O'Hara.
Exactly, and literally 100% gives Robin a home. Like Luffy gives Robin a home, a reason to keep going forward, a reason that she needs to trust in Luffy and his crew, because they would declare war on the world just to protect her.
Yeah,
and
that's not an understatement.
Mm-hmm. Literally, that is what happens, and that is just showing.
It's quite easy to think it's an understatement. It's an overstatement to go, he's declared war on the world, and you think, but has he? Yeah, he has.
He has. He literally has, and that's
literally, not figuratively.
Mm-hmm. And so that's exactly why I wanted to point that out just before we continued, because that is a big moment where, well, look, let's be honest, if he wanted to take it, he'd just literally take everyone out, including CP9 by himself. But
I think so.
He didn't. He literally saw it, and he has the title of Lazy Justice. A lot of people say, and I think he is. I don't think it's lazy justice. I think it's true justice. If he finds out,
even when he comes back, when they're escaping at the end, he's on the ship with Gar, and he even says like, "Oh, I'm not helping. I'm just going to lay here and go to sleep and make sure you do your job."
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, guys. I'll be 2 minutes again.
No worries.
Roger taking the piss.
Roger's taking the piss again.
Pun intended. And
yeah, I know. It's my favourite joke.
And that's like literally in the party. Like literally the Straw Hats throw a party for everyone. Which
because Luffy spends the rest of the money, doesn't he?
And then Nami's just going in the safe like, huh? Where's that money? Oh, I'll use it on the party. Never going to live that down, are you? You're never going to...
you're going to mentioned again, you know, like, I hope there's just like a daft thing where she's like, right, we've got this money, Luffy, you're not having a party with it like you did at Enies, like you did at Water 7. Don't spend all the money on meat.
We're just talking about the party, and I swear we're saying like it literally, that scene with Robin was at the party, and then we're just talking about Nami opening the safe, finding nothing there. And let's be honest, Luffy was not in any danger with Rob Lucci compared to the years with Nami off the time. The amount of times that Nami could have killed him, and it has, and deformed his face more.
Yeah.
Question then. Let's have a go.
Yeah. O'Hara, the scholars.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the name of the main old guy scholar?
Ooh, you're talking the one with like the kind of clock, like ear. What's it called?
The big whoop, green hair, beard, and
this also goes out to the chat. If you can get the answer before one of us, then you get a point to the chat.
I actually don't know.
1 point.
I know there's someone similar to Spandam. Like Span,
no,
but that was like his father, wasn't it?
His dad, yeah, Spandine.
Spandine.
He was the head of the. He was the one who said to Robin, "Oh, congratulations, you're now an archaeologist." And he had big green loops, like that.
Is it?
Not
No, it's not. I'm gonna go with it because his head's like a 3-leaf clover, isn't it? Clover.
Thanks for joining. The question, Silver, is what is the main archaeologist called on O'Hara in Robin's backstory?
I'm sure it's Clover. I don't know if Tass is actually checking if that's the right answer. he's just nodding.
I was checking the chat. I know the answer. I don't need to check. I was acknowledging you, but
like when I think of him, I keep thinking of like, "Hey, Maz, how you doing?" But yes,
Hello.
yeah, it's like it's kind of like a clover, like a full, like a 3-leaf clover. That's what that's why I'm going with clover, because it just something clicks with us with it. Sounds like something Luffy would name him. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Pineapple. Let's just go with that. The one who looks like a pineapple. Oh, him.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's how he gets reintroduced. But yeah, Clover is the correct answer.
It is Clover. Well done, Sam.
So let's update the score points. That's now me on 5.
Yay.
So let's get this updated. So
Right.
everyone can see. Anna's over here on 2.5. Me on 5.
That half
Chat
point,
is
man.
on 3.
Half point.
At half a point. Yes.
Right. Going back
all
to where we're at in the story. We touched upon this earlier in the stream about how everyone's had Luffy fights. Like they've all had a bad sort of experience, and then Luffy fights for them.
2 seconds, Anis, before we go on to that, because I'm just going to catch up on chat here because we had a few messages. Can't remember the name. We're talking about One Piece Midnight, just to give you a heads up. We're talking about currently Enies Lobby. So we're just talking about like each arc and we're ranking them in order. We do have a Twitter and we do have a YouTube channel just going over. So if you are a fan of One Piece, do check them out. We do keep it up to date and do a lot of chatting. Which next one's going to be Frankie's cola. Different flavour cola does have different effects. What would you think each of these would be? And to come up with the best answers, see what best answers we get.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I do love spoof episode chats.
Yes. Yes. Anis, continue where you were going to that.
Yes. So we touched upon it earlier, saying how Luffy has basically met the other people of the crew. They've all had like bad backstories, like things have happened to them in the past and what have you. And Luffy has ended up fighting for them to get them to join the crew.
Yeah.
However, like with this arc, Frankie has come. He's building the ship for the Straw Hats. He's now built the ship, which has been revealed as the Thousand Sunny, and they're still trying to get him to join. And Frankie's going back to the house. He's looking at people. He's like, no, I don't want to go. I'm not going to be a pirate. I am not doing this. And then they're all on there. It's like,
that's a common theme though. Nobody wants to be
a pirate.
Apart from Usopp, they didn't want to be a pirate. Usopp was the only one who was like, I'm Captain Usopp of the Usopp Pirates.
Yeah.
And he wanted to be a pirate, but not under somebody.
Yes.
But he very much is.
Yeah. But then we have probably, we've had some very emotional things going on in this arc, followed by a very powerful emotion of pain.
Yeah. Like, we were talking about every single one, Luffy beats someone up for him. Robin, technically beats 2 people up for Robin. Like, technically gets, Crocodile, Bluno. We have, obviously, CP9 General.
He even fights fucking Aokiji for her as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I use the term fights loosely because he gets
battered.
banked.
Yeah. He just doesn't even have a chance.
Yeah, just like.
But yes.
Thank you, Midnight. Very much appreciate that.
Just to point out, he did say he'd do a backflip if he gets affiliated. Just to point that out.
Anis.
Me.
Did you? Oh, yeah.
Which favourite sport are you saying with them? But yes, like going through each of the crew members, Zoro gets with Captain Morgan, beats him up for him, and even goes for Hawkeye. Even like he goes for Hawkeye when he's not even anywhere near his level.
Try again. Go on, Sam. You said Hawkeye wrong.
Hawkeye, me Hawk. We have Nami with Arlong, Sanji, which we don't know yet in the story. We've got Chopper. Well, technically he has Arabasta, but sorry, not Arabasta. He has
The
Barati, sorry. Yeah.
Don Krieg.
But obviously there's more that we see that he beats up for. Chopper, Wapple. This is why Wapple has nice things.
This is why Wapple.
The entire crew with Foxy. let's be honest. And the afro. Who else have we got so far? We got who have I missed? There we go. We lost him. Who else have we? Usopp with category. That's it so far, isn't it? We've got the crew, and then we got and Frankie.
What did you say for Usopp there?
Katsukuro.
Katsukuro.
Captain Black.
Captain Black. But yeah, he beats up all of those for him. When it comes to Frankie, though, he's refusing to join completely and utterly. They steal his speedos, make him run around town chasing after his speedos.
Yeah.
Absolutely bare-assing it through the streets.
That scene where he's just covered by that plank of wood, and he's like, "Bing!"
And then, to make things worse, Robin restrains him and uses clutch, crushing him until he agrees to join. Even after
is it not grasp that he uses there?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it might be grasp.
But yeah, just to make him join the crew. And it's,
by the way, can I just need to read the wiki on how this is Frankie refuses at first, and as a result, Nico Robin uses her devil fruit power to grab and begin to crush his testicles, causing an uproar from both sides.
Yeah, Luffy, I still want him to be a man when he joins.
Yeah, I still want him to be a man.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Oh, it's just great.
Oh man, but yeah, that's the brilliant part of it all. Yeah, it's just so much that just happens. Now this is all with the crew. After we do this, literally, as they're trying to leave the island, Garp decides, oh well, I'll just go capture them now. And literally,
as so much gets made to.
And Usopp's still.
Why didn't you catch him?
Usopp's still not part of the crew. Yeah, Usopp's not even part of the crew still at this point. And they keep making up excuses going, what, I can't hear you, until he actually apologises fully and has that breakdown. The rest of the crew are all basically Zoro, Sanji and Luffy are all just reflecting all these cannonballs that Garp is literally just throwing at them.
Yeah, just like,
come back here! Come here!
Cannonballs
harder than the cannon.
Exactly. And then he picks up a giant... I want to know where this giant ball comes from.
Where did they store that?
Yeah, exactly. That's just the anchor. That's just the anchor that he carries around. But he literally just goes and picks this giant...
their crew.
Exactly.
Is secretly a marine.
Exactly, and that it's just beautiful. Like, this whole scene is just absolutely brilliant when they escape. And
it's that bit like, obviously Usopp's like broken down. He's just like, please let me back in. And then suddenly, like, you just see it, boom. And then suddenly Luffy puts his head up and he's like,
I need to need your hand here. Come on, don't leave me hanging. I need your arm to extend on. Like that.
I can't do it.
I mean, I was doing that through your screen for you to copy. But yes, it's one of my favourite things. Like you said, just the entire crew back together, and then the Kudon burst. The first time we see the Kudon burst is just completely brilliant. To escape it, and I think that's pretty much where we leave the crew in the kind of this part, because there is two other scenes that we see and hear about.
Yes,
we hear about Shanks and Whitebeard's meeting, and we see that, and. Let's be honest, this meeting here, Taz is going to slap me for saying it, but this is where we see a lovely ability that shows how powerful Shanks really is, to walk onto Whitebeard's ship. Walk onto Whitebeard's ship, and then everyone's passing out except for the main, let's call them the big dogs, like I said, the basically his commanders. We're all sat there, and like, even Mark was sat there like, all of you go downstairs, you weaklings, you're going to get knocked out. And the ship even takes damage from how strong it is.
Yeah.
And like this, it's in like this is the thing. Like you said, two strong people meeting on a ship. Whitebeard and Shanks sat there, and Shanks is trying to cut him to call off on the Marshal D. Teach, killing him, and getting revenge on him. And this is the thing.
Kurohige.
Whitebeard refuses. like literally Whitebeard refuses. Shanks telling him because he has a bad feeling about Teach, about Blackbeard.
And he's right.
And he's right, 100% right. He has a bad feeling about him, and the reason he's got the scar across his eyes was because of Teach.
Yeah.
You know, that's what he mentions. And, you know, obviously Shanks trying to be peaceful with his one arm, but he then, you know, Whitebeard just goes and attacks him, and then he attacks him back. Splits the sky in half. Literally just splits the sky in half and causes, like, literally a storm to come out of nowhere. Because it was a nice, peaceful sky, I remember at the beginning of this.
Yeah, it literally splits the sky.
Literally the rage of both of these people starts a storm, and the storm is only cut in half because, like, from miles on end, because of their blades crossing. And that's like, that is, to be honest with you, quite scary when you think about it. We've just come out of like this CP9, the fighting, and it's all quite positive, but none of them could just split a sky by swinging like
yeah,
that.
No,
that's just by the willpower alone.
Like, that's their way of showing. Well, to me, it feels like they've gone, yeah, these guys were really strong, but this is power.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And again, we see the Blackbeard versus Ace fight, and it just shows that Luffy might have an amazing technique and have a power level like here. I think Ace is up here at this point, you know, and Shanks and, you know, Whitebeard are over here somewhere, like, just completely on another level from everyone else, because you see Ace just take out most of, literally all of, he does take out all of Blackbeard's crew, and even Blackbeard acknowledges saying that none of you can defeat him.
Yeah, because Van Org shoots him. He goes, don't challenge that man. You are not ready yet.
Exactly.
And Van Org shoots him, and it just goes straight through Ace's. Like that.
Hell, yeah. And, like, literally, Ace beats them all, and then Ace versus Blackbeard fight. We learn about Logias, you know, we learn about...
Oh, here's a question for you then.
Mm-hmm.
What was the name of the island they fought on? Blackbeard versus Ace. Pause that to chat as well. What was the name of the island?
I have it up here, so...
Are you cheating, you?
I've got the wiki up, mate. You know me. As I said to Apollo earlier, I'm just here to be like, yes, I agree. Yes.
And then when we get to the
new
stuff,
bring merch.
I love One Piece, but my retainment of knowledge of it is terrible.
I'm going to be honest, I don't remember the island. I remember the image of the island when they're fighting, where it just completely gets blown up in half.
Blown up in half.
Well, it gets like literally just gets blown half fire, half darkness. And just while we're waiting for the chance,
give it another 10-15 seconds or so.
That's another awesome thing as well, though, when he actually turns around and it's like, I am a Logia type 2, I am a very special type, and that I am darkness.
Yeah. When he pulled him in and grabbed him and hit him,
the Dark Knight.
And he was like, what the hell? I'm fire, that shouldn't hurt me.
Yeah, I can physically feel that. He finds out that his darkness nullifies his
like how
force.
scary that is.
We have the answer.
Burno Island. I'm going to assume that's right.
Silver,
1 point. Well played.
There we go, we got Shadow. But yes, like I said, you just find out that, like, Ace thinks he's invincible at this point against him because he is made of fire, and only Haki can hit him, which we don't know much about, but literally, Blackbeard's fruit is the counter to all devil fruits.
Yeah.
Also his strength and is also his greatest weakness. And
it's the unique devil fruit, isn't it? Because it's the only Logia type.
I mean, there are mystical devil fruits in the world, like mystical Logias, Zoans. I think this is a mystical Logia.
Yeah.
Because it is one of those
that would make sense, yeah. I mean, there's still a lot of theory Beard and his and what he can do and why he can do it, but I think that's a later thing because there's so much.
There's a lot more we can talk about because we've got Impel Down and we've got Marineford and everything else. We can go into more detail about him, but this fight just shows another level of between Luffy's fighting Lucci. This just looks like child's play. Let's be honest. This was child's play compared to it, and you don't see it at all at any point in this. But both of them were able to blow up an entire island.
Oh yeah.
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 Literally
With E.
half of it was like he does this sun technique. It literally creates a sun.
Hey.
Yeah. And then Blackbeard does the exact opposite with darkness, and then it's just this cylinder that goes across the island like a sun that's rising on one side and then darkness coming around the other. And we don't find out who won that fight.
Yeah,
and I think that's
what happened until we find out.
I'm sat there like, come on, what's going on? Who won that fight? And
Should be good.
we're not going to say who won that fight for you guys. You're going to find that out later on when we talk about more. But that there was just like, Jesus. And it just put in perspective that you've enjoyed this so much amazing steak, but you might as well had it well cooked, as a lot of people like. And then you've just got like this well done steak with Lucci and Luffy, and then you've got the medium rare done for basically Firefish stage of Blackbeard, and then you've got blue steak. You know, it just. I mean, I'm not really going to say much about food reference, but it is One Piece and it is about Luffy, so we've got to do a meat reference somewhere.
I was just going to say apologies to anyone in the chat that is a vegetarian, but we are all meat lovers here.
There is that as well. But that's just the thing. Like I said, you just have this different level, and it is just mind-boggling, and you want to see more. You constantly want to see more. You know what I mean? It's just amazing. Like, you see all of this.
Yeah.
And I think that's, like you said, one of the things that a lot of people underestimate. So speaking of this, we have been talking for a while. We have got a nice, lovely little tier that we have to put these in now. Hey, Liz, how are you doing?
Hey, Elizabeth. Nice
How
to
you
see
doing?
you.
Hello.
You just came into the right time. We're just about to rank them. Yeah. So we are going to do our nice, lovely ranking.
I've been looking forward to this. I do like the rank.
So I think we should start with Spandam, because let's be honest.
Civilian.
Bottom of the pile.
Bottom of the
Spandam?
pile.
Do you think more or less than Foxy though?
Right. Yeah. On Foxy's rectum.
Right.
There.
So for anyone who hasn't joined the chat and seen this before, we rank each villain and we rank the arc. Now each of the villain,
not very well.
we go from left to right as in power level. So if they're on the left, then they're more powerful in that rank, and on the far right, they are the weakest in that rank. So at Yonko, we got the very top is our lovely Hawkeye Mihawk. We then have NL and Crocodile at the top. Where do we want to put our lovely Rablucci? Because I think personally,
Yonko.
I was thinking Admiral, because
I had Admiral. Sorry.
Because I don't think he's on the level of Crocodile, NL, and like Hawkeye Mihawk. I mean, you know, Hawkeye cuts a ship in half without even batting an eyelid. You know, he is powerful, but I don't think he's as powerful. I think he's more than Smoker, but I don't think he's on that tier.
He's definitely above everybody else in that bracket.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's anywhere as strong as these three or close to these three in terms of power.
I don't think he's that far off.
I don't think he is.
I think the only difference is they're Logia types.
I mean, Hawkeye as well, but yes.
Because as far as we know, don't really have Haki.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
No. That he's in the right spot though. He's either top. He would either be top Admiral or
bottom Yonko. Yeah.
Yonko.
Absolutely, and I agree where we should place him as that. I 100% agree that we should place them right there, because in my eyes he's not the strongest.
I don't think he wouldn't beat Mihawk. I don't think he wouldn't beat an L.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd give Crocodile a run for his money, but I don't know.
I don't think so, because he doesn't know Haki, does he, at the end of the day?
The thing we need to focus on with that is, if he knows Haki, we could put him up there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
At the moment where he is, where we've just met him, he doesn't know Haki.
Exactly.
Yeah.
From what we see, there's no indication of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, he uses some moves that could possibly, I know Sam will argue vehemently, is Haki.
Yeah.
I mean,
He might not be, but
I mean,
I just think it's a.
I mean, I can't agree. Like he doesn't have haki. I know he's got some kind of hardening arm thing, but I don't think it's haki.
The fact that they refer to it is a 6 users technique. They say it's a Rokushiki technique,
and it's not like the Marines don't know about haki.
If they're going to introduce haki, that's when if they're going to use things like, "Oh, my body's hard because of haki." Like, if it was, like, we know what Oda's like. I don't think he'd have overlooked it all if it was haki and say, "Oh, do you know what? Actually, yeah, it was haki back then."
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a separate technique altogether.
Absolutely, and I think more than anything else here as well is talking about it. Like, the Marines know what haki is. Like, it's not it's well known. So they would have mentioned it if it was. I mean,
yeah, and because that's another thing they say. Like he says, I think is it Blue Note or Jabra says, "I'm the only one actually while I'm using Tech Eye."
You what? Sorry, I didn't hear that. You broke up.
Jabra says something like, "I'm the only move while I'm using Tech Eye."
I'm the only one who can move while using Tech Eye.
Yeah, one of them, I can't remember which one it is, but they say it. The other one says Tech Eye. If it was haki, they'd all be able to move while they were using it.
Yeah, I think it's basically focusing on like like when you tense your body just to kind of make it a little bit more solid. Yeah, I think that's what it is more than anything else. But it's like a physical technique that people can learn to do through training. And now the question I'm going to ask you now: should we rate Blackbeard now, or should we wait? Because I personally think
we should wait.
I was going to say, I personally think wait, as well.
I think we should be rating Blackbeard. Like, if that's the order of how we're going to rank them, Blackbeard should be at the other end of that list, and that's where Beard. I
think based on where I put them is where I would rank them. So we've got Morio, which is Thriller Bark, Morio, which I think we'll leave Kuma till after Thriller Bark.
Thank you for supporting Goku 726.
Oh, blood. Anis, thank you for the subscribe. Catching us off there. If anyone doesn't actually check out Anis' stream, please go do check him out. As I said earlier, we have a video clip of him saying
when I do decide to stream.
Yeah, when he does decide to stream.
You were on yesterday.
Yes, so
that's true.
He did say that if he gets affiliated, he would do a backflip. And I've got the clip right here if you want me to play it, which is already going to play right now because I can.
1 minute.
I'm happy to do it on Twitch.
Fine.
I'm happy to help people out on Twitch.
See my
Whoa!
my shout out.
Wasn't the right clip, unfortunately. Damn it! You've got more than one clip now.
I've got a new clip now. Yeah.
Damn it.
Get in.
But yes, I will find the clip. I will post it in my Discord as well, guys. So if you want to check that out, by all means. I think, like I said, where we are now, though, I do think we should wait for Blackbeard as well. I agree with you. It's just because we've just talked about it, and I was just checking with you guys.
Yep, that's fine.
I think next week we've got Gecko Morio and Thriller Bark, which I am looking forward to that one.
That's got some very interesting bits about it.
I mean, to be fair, looking at what we have left, I am pretty much looking forward to talking about each of these.
Yeah.
I've seen Admirals in general, but that Marine Forward, anyone who knows me knows that's my favourite arc. Now that Tass is back, though, I think we're pretty much unanimous on this, but I just want to check the ranking of the actual arc. Pirate King. Yep. Pirate King. Yeah. Pirate King, all agree. And I think Water 7, I would put...
never a doubt in my mind, and if you had said anything, but we would have been having
serious words. I'd be kicked off my own stream for podcasting it.
Yeah, it is so powerful. So much happens in it, and it's just amazing.
But in terms of Water 7, though, I think I would put that as I think that's more of a build-up to the reason why Enies Lobby is so brilliant. So I would actually put that back to Yonko more than anything else because it is a build-up. What about you guys?
What game is he playing, Pastel? I'm intrigued.
What game is he playing, Pastel, Vixen? But what about you guys? Do you agree?
I would say Water 7 in the below Enies Lobby.
Because like it's not as powerful, but it's like the same as like
Have you
Sea
seen
of Thieves.
Banana, by the way?
We should do a podcast piece of Sea of Thieves at one time and just make our own Monkey D. Luffy crew.
Sorry, the kid stood in banana, so when I picked her up, I've got banana all over my leg now.
well, perfect time. We're gonna need a split shortly, so.
Sea of Thieves.
But yes, Sea of Thieves. I think we should do like a Sea of Thieves day sometime, like a podcast piece. I'm the captain. Don't worry. Shh. I'm kind of worried. I am very worried. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's where we're gonna leave it because next time we've got Greco Moria and we've got Enies Lobby. Not Enies Lobby. We've got Thrillback, which I am wholeheartedly looking forward to.
Yeah. Do you know what? Right. I think I was very harsh on.
Oh, you broke up again, Tass.
I was very harsh on Thrillback when I first watched it. Same way I was with Skype here. But rewatching it, it's got great rewatchability. You notice a lot more when you look at it with it's for the exact same reasons. You come out as such a strong arc and so much happening, and then you kind of like, oh, okay.
Absolutely. What we're going to go do is we're going to go raid someone else who's streaming right now. Tass, would you send me that name on Discord so I can just copy and paste it across?
I can, my friend.
That was amazing, by the way. I just looked to see on the stream as your daughter's Tass ran past going,
Monster.
But yes, we're going to go raid a friend of Tass's here. Just give him some love. They are looking, trying to get affiliate as well, so do give him some love. Say hi to them.
You got Steph's stream open?
So it's Steph, you said we got it open.
Yeah.
So please do give some love. Say hi to it for him, and we'll all see you next Sunday for the next episode.
At the moment.
So, thank you very much for watching, as always.
Yeah, as always. Thank you very much. Drive safe and have a...
Unless you want to pick a different one, so one of us has got.
All right then. Thank you very much, guys, and see you all in the next episode.
Thank you for tuning in. Will he reach his next goal? Find out on the next stream of Goku 726.